Hello and welcome. I'm Sam Califer, your host for Vision, the show where we talk all about the College of Arts and Sciences as well as its faculty and students. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Robert West, the department head of the Department of Classical and Modern Languages and Literatures. Thanks so much for joining.
Thanks for having me, Sam.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on and talk about all the great work you do. But first, I was hoping you could just introduce yourself, talk about your professional experience, and how you came to Mississippi State.
Sure. Well, I grew up in North Carolina, went to college and grad school there, and started at Mississippi State in 2002 as a new assistant professor. And so I've been here now for 21 years, and it's been great. I joined the Department of English back in 2002 and worked with that department. I still teach for that department, but starting in the summer of 2021, I did start serving as the interim department head for CMLL. I'm also associate editor of the College of Arts and Sciences scholarly journal, Mississippi Quarterly, and that's a lot of fun to be part of. That's important work, helping to disseminate scholarship on Southern literature and Southern history.
Sure, yeah. Great to hear you wear a lot of different hats and are plugged into the university and the campus, and we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Yes, and I wanted to have you on because just recently you were appointed as the official department head for the Department of Classical and Modern Languages and Literatures.
Right.
So congratulations.
Thank you, and congratulations on getting the name right, because it's a mouthful.
I had to practice, but yes, I got it.
We call it CMLL for short.
That's right, yeah. You can find the department all on the internet with CMLL.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, congratulations, and I just wanted to hear what that transition has been like, and what are some of your goals in that new position?
Yeah, well, it's been a lot of fun. I've admired that department for many years and had the occasion from time to time to play a supportive role in terms of the ANS curriculum and helping to promote it. And every once in a while, there's somebody who asks, do we really need to study other languages, other literature? And so once in a while, I've had the chance to say yes, in fact. That's a really important thing to do. And so there came a time in 2021 when the previous department head was ready to step down, and the dean, knowing of my long support for the program there in CMLL, asked if I would step in on an interim basis, and I said sure. I was very honored to be asked. And after about a year or so, I think a lot of the faculty and I decided that we worked pretty well together, and in the end the dean agreed, and so I'm very happy to accept we're all interim in one way or another, but it is, I suppose, the non-interim appointment, yes, as department head now.
Sure, yeah, and like you said, I've always appreciated the department. I feel like it is very representative of the large amount of humanities education that happens in the College of Arts and Sciences, and so I'm glad that you could be there in that department and do the good work. And yeah, you have so many different ways for students to plug in and get involved. Just recently you had a language expo that was very successful, very well attended. So could you talk about that event for a bit?
Absolutely, yeah. It was my first time to get to work with the department directly on that. I'd seen that from outside before, but it's something the department has been doing for a few years. And what this event is, the Language Expo, is it's really an outreach event to area high schools, inviting language teachers to bring their students and bring them for an event where we can sort of celebrate what they're doing, promote what they're doing, further the cause a little bit, and hopefully help increase their students' enthusiasm about learning other languages and learning about other cultures. So we had, I think, was it six to eight, I think, high school groups come in. And we had the event in Colbert Union. And it was a great event. We had a poster session. Students teamed up to create posters, and they had a poster competition, much like people in the sciences, of course,
Sure.
present posters at conferences. And so these students made posters to share what they'd been learning in their high school classes. And we had a contest with those, judged, gave
Oh, wow.
prizes, had some fun games, had some talks, tried to promote study abroad
Sure.
to those students. And talk some, of course, about what we offer here at Mississippi State in case any of them might happen to want to continue their education here at MSU.
Sure, yeah, and that sounds like a great way to recruit some students and highlight what high school teachers are doing. I think it's a very passionate group who studies foreign languages, but it's a small group, and it's hard to find other people who are really committed to learning all about different languages and literature. So I'm glad you could bring all these people together for a great event. And yeah, just a great way for people to see what your department's doing and how you help with foreign language education. And so yeah, just so great to hear. And I know that you're busy all throughout the semesters with different kinds of opportunities and events. So could you talk about some other ones that the department might have coming up?
Well, sure. In terms of student opportunities, I mean, beyond just the opportunity to major or minor in one of the languages, we have language clubs, clubs devoted to the language and culture of Spanish language communities. We have a French club. We have clubs for Chinese, Japanese, classics, German. So there are those club opportunities. We also sponsor some honor societies for students who do major in one of those languages and have excellent records. They have the opportunity to be inducted in those.
Sure.
The International Fiesta is coming up on April 1st, and that's not our event, but a lot of us take part in it.
Sure.
The various language and culture clubs have tables at that event, and we always look forward to that. So those are some of the ways that students can be involved in the life of the department. And we do have a speaker series. We bring we had to suspend it for the COVID lockdown period.
Sure.
But we're back into bringing speakers to campus. We try to spread the word about that, to bring students to those. For instance, in the fall, we had Raul Tuson, a Cuban-born National Geographic photographer who visited campus, and we filled the honors forum room on the 4th floor of Griffiths. Had an honors faculty member say he'd never seen the room that full before.
Wow.
And that was a great opportunity for Mr. Tuson to present his photographs of Day of the Dead in Mexico, Holy Week in Guatemala. So it was a great event to promote cultural diversity, and language diversity.
Yes, yeah, I think anytime there's a chance to celebrate other cultures, your department's always involved in some way to promote that multiculturalism.
I think of it as the Department of Diversity.
Yeah.
I just can't think of another department that is fundamentally committed to diversity as a principle. There are many departments do a great job promoting diversity in different ways, but that is what we are.
Yes.
It's the language diversity and cultural diversity goes along with language diversity. I mean, that's essential to what CMLL is.
Yes, yeah, I love that. You have professors and people from all different types of backgrounds there in one department trying to,
Oh yeah,
spread
many
the word.
faculty from different countries,
Sure.
in addition to the fact that they're teaching different languages. Sure, we have faculty and students from Africa and Europe, Latin America, East Asia.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so just a really great way to help promote that kind of diversity and, a pivotal role that you play at the university.
It's
I
a
think.
fun place to be.
Sure. And you mentioned...
I feel like I get to have an office in the United Nations.
It's awesome, yeah. I mean, and you... what's going on around the world, you can bring that into the department and different classes, and it's
Right.
just... every day is different, and it's a way to learn about the world. And so,
Absolutely.
I really appreciate that. And you mentioned study abroad. I mean, could you talk about how your department
Sure.
runs study abroad, or what kind of trips you do?
Right. We do have a few study abroads that we offer every summer. It's primarily a summer program. There's a program in Spain at the University of Alcalá, where we send students in conjunction with the International Business Program.
Sure.
We work with them. So for students interested in getting MSU credit, studying abroad in a Spanish language context, we'd have the Alcalá program. For those interested in French, we have a program in Tours, the city of Tours in France.
Sure.
And for students interested in German and studying in a German language context, we have a program in Berlin. We're establishing a new one, not replacing the one in Berlin, but in addition to it in Mannheim.
Sure.
And we're just now hiring someone who we hope will be able to help us establish a study abroad opportunity in China.
Oh, wow.
And that will probably be, a couple of years down the road trying to establish, but that is something that we're working actively to make happen.
Sure, yeah, and I love that, and just, it's one thing to study it here on campus, but I think that experiential learning, the hands-on, being thrown into a different culture, just provides a whole different type of learning experience for students.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just to get to live somewhere else among different people. You learn about that people, but you learn about yourself too.
Yes.
I guarantee every one of our students who grew up in the United States, who studies abroad, will come back with a different sense of what it feels like, what it means to be an American.
Right. Yeah, you're in a different culture. That's the only time that you can look back from where you are and compare the differences and have any point of reference to look at yourself in a new way.
Absolutely, a brand new vantage point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we just have a minute or two, but
Okay.
I wanted to ask you here at the end, and we had mentioned it, but what would you say is the value of studying different languages and cultures, regardless of what one's major might be?
Right. It's a really good question, but it's a little bit like asking, what's the value in opening your eyes? Well,
Sure.
Okay, that's a question that's fine to ask, and the easy answer is you get to see the world.
Yes, I respect that answer. It just, so much more well-rounded person
Sure.
and a scholar, and so I think that's important. There's a certain effect it has on your own person, and not just what you learn at school kind of thing. So,
Right.
thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Sam.
Happy to have you, and thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Vision. We'll see you next time.